It is Monday, day 19 in the Diddy trial, and this is the recap after the lunch break. In text messages from December 2023, you see that Jane is trying to distance herself from Sean. She says in one text message she's crying and troubled, insisting that she no longer wants to do these hotel nights for him and urges that he get female sex workers rather than emotionally hiring women who love him. Later that same month, she texts him that he's never satisfied. He wrote back that he didn't want to fight with her and asked her how to move forward. Jane told the court that after Cassie's lawsuit was filed in November of 2023, she didn't see Sean until February of 2024, and says that at that time they were on a break. In late 2023, she told Sean she needed to stay away from him, accusing him of gaslighting her. In a series of text messages shown to the court, Jane said it was best for her to stay clear of Sean, who didn't seem to understand her need for this distance. I wrote that because he was trying to work my reality again. Every time I would speak the truth or tell him how I was feeling, he would move on from whatever I was talking about. She testified that at the end of 2023, she also had suicidal thoughts. In late December 2023, Sean threatened to release sex tapes of Jane and show them to her baby's father. Jane said that she texted Christina Karam, Sean's employee, to alert her of the situation, and those text messages were entered into evidence. Jane says that in early 2024, she joined OnlyFans platform so that she could stand on her own 2 feet. I wanted to reclaim having my independence and not rely on anyone. Jane did testify that in February 2024 in Miami, she did have an encounter with Sean and another man after having vowed to steer clear of him. She told the court that she was still living in a residence that Sean paid for in March of 2023 when Homeland Security raided her residence. She said when HSI agents arrived at her home, she did call Sean's head of security to alert him of the matter, and that at that time she was represented by 2 different lawyers, both of whom were paid for by Sean. Jane also testified that a sex worker asked for $10,000 to keep a sex tape of himself and Jane under wraps. The man, identified only as Cabral, said Sean shot the video on his cell phone, thus giving the sex worker easy access to the footage. An undisclosed media company purchased the footage, Jane said, but the explicit video has not been publicly shown. She also testified that Sean invited her to a huddle that he put together last year to address the fallout from CNN's release of the Cassie Hotel video. She told the court that Sean was attempting to come up with a response, at one point denying the video, but eventually posting an apology video to social media. Later, when she and Sean spoke about the video, Jane said that he told her it was the only time he had engaged in physical violence with Cassie. Jane says after she flew back from Miami in May of 2024, she didn't see Sean again until June 18th, 2024. She remembers the date because it was a very terrible day. They planned for a date night in the house where she lived with Sean, coming to Los Angeles after a family trip to Utah. Sean's assistant, Jonathan, came over to help her set up the house with decor and candles and to stock the fridge. When Sean arrived, they spent time catching up in the backyard. The jury saw photos and a video Jane took of Sean that night. In the video, music is playing and Sean could be heard talking. Jane starts to ask him or confront him about other women. She calls him a pedo. Apparently, some girl he was talking to was 25 years younger than him. They start arguing back and forth. At one point, she's throwing candles at him. He's cursing and calling her crazy. She realizes the fight is escalating. She locks herself in the master bedroom and Sean kicks the door open. She said he literally kicked the door off the hinges. She then runs into the master closet and is trying to change because she's like, I need to escape. She managed to get outside. She said she didn't want to wake up the neighbors, so she hid by a wall outside until she thought Sean had been gone. She said she thinks she was there for 2 hours. At this point, she starts to walk back towards the house because she thinks Sean is gone. She goes to the guest house, locks the door, and Sean kicks the door down. She starts throwing candles at him again and is trying to get away. She says, I punched him and he punched me. She said she ran into the backyard and went into a ball on the ground trying to cover her head. He started punching my head. He started kicking me. He started saying all kinds of things and just kept punching me. He grabs me by my arm and my hair and starts dragging me back to the house. So now they're back in the master bedroom, and she uses Sean's phone to call the girl that she thinks he went on this trip with. And she said the girl started insulting her while the phone call was on speaker. Sean was holding me down and making me listen to her insults. She then starts yelling to the girl like he just beat me up, and he hurries up and hangs up the phone. He later FaceTimed one of his assistants and told him to tell Jane that there wasn't a girl on that trip. Jane says she then goes to get in the shower. She realizes she has a black eye and two big knots on her head. Sean comes into the shower and she is telling him that she hates him. He smacks her 3 times and knocks her down to the ground. After this, she said he's using her phone to watch pornography and is also texting a entertainer that they've used before for hotel nights. Jane says after the beating, Sean says to her, is this coercion? Before making her take ecstasy. He then had Anton, a Smex worker that they hired before, come to the house. She had to perform oral on him. She felt like it took forever. As Sean was watching, she felt disgusted and terrible. She testified that he had his assistant and security guard deliver $10,000 in cash to cover the damages he did to her home that night. They showed the jury photos of the damage. Apparently her bedroom door, guest room door, bathroom door, and closet door had all been kicked in. The jury was also shown a video where you can see the bruising around her eye and knots on her forehead. When she was asked how she feels about Sean now, she says, I pray for his continued healing and pray for peace for him. The jury was dismissed for the day, and that's a wrap for today.